Hey writers. So for today's writing assignment, we're going to have a little bit more fun. We're going to switch gears. And I'm going to let you know about the secret that some writers use to make their writing very interesting and memorable. Actually, it's not a few writers. Almost all writers use this special technique. And this is something very powerful and effective, and it's been around for a long time. And it's a great way to grab your reader's attention. And since you guys are all such great writers, I thought that you should be on the secret of it as well. And the secret is called the power of three. So you can find the power of three almost anywhere, especially like in children's literature. So, like the Three Little Pigs, the Three Billy Goats Gruff, and Goldilocks and the Three Bears. These are just three examples, but there are numerous examples of how a rule of three is used in children's literature. The rule of three is not just in literature, it's actually everywhere, like public safety announcements. You may have heard of this. When you catch on fire, you stop, drop, and roll. Or if you're a good citizen, you need to reuse, reduce, and recycle. You also see the rule of three in religion. For example, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, faith, hope, and charity. And famous speeches and quotes. Actually, a lot of people use the rule of three in speeches and quotes. It's quite popular. For example, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. As you know, this listing three things here. This is actually from the Declaration of Independence. And here we have government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is from Abraham Lincoln's famous speech called the Gettysburg Address. And we just can see it everywhere for like the good, the bad, the ugly, bacon, lettuce, tomato, location, location, location. That's actually an advertising technique that realtors use when trying to sell. The Three Wise Men, and a genie grants three wishes. So these are just a few examples. So we just don't even have time to list them all because they're just everywhere. So I'm going to go into a mini lesson what you're going to be doing today in your writing. So our mini lesson is writers make their writing more interesting and memorable by sprinkling some threes throughout. So this might mean repeating a word or phrase three times, including sets of threes throughout, like maybe three sets of characters, or listing three things using commas in a series. So here's some examples. So we have the baby cried. Well, if I'm a writer and I want to, instead of saying the baby cried, I could say the baby cried and cried and cried. That lets my readers know that this baby would not stop crying. It was driving me nuts. We can also say, instead of just saying we ran errands, maybe we want to convey to our reader that we were really busy that day. Instead of just saying that, we could say we went to the post office and to the grocery store and to the library. We can also do it listing using commas in a series. For example, Mary was intelligent. Instead of just saying that, we can change it to Mary was smart, wise, and intelligent. So the rule of three is just a great way to let your readers remember what you're writing and to convey and put a lot of emphasis on what you're trying to get across. So this is what you're going to be doing today. You're going to be writing about what is your favorite season. I don't expect you to write a whole page, but I do want to see a well-written sentence or two. And I'm going to give you an example of how of mine. So we're going to use the rule of three to explain what your favorite season is. Here's my example. I love the spring because everywhere I look, I see trees budding, I smell flowers blooming, and I hear the birds singing. Everything seems fresh and brand new in the springtime and reminds me of new beginnings. So even though I use two sentences, which you can write as many sentences as you want, you can see I underline the areas where I used the rule of three to make my writing more interesting. And I even use three senses. So instead of just saying I just saw something, I used I saw, I smelled, and I heard. So I even used the rule of three with senses. So have fun with this. Please remember this is a writing assignment. So you need to write in complete sentences and use correct capitalization and punctuation. Have fun. I can't wait to see what you guys write.